With one of the most devastating crimes against humanity taking place in Rwanda just 20 years ago, it's no surprise that there are still many people suffering with psychological illnesses, such as post-traumatic stress disorder. But that is not the beginning and end of mental health illnesses here in Rwanda. And one institution believes that more attention should be paid to mental health illnesses.
Just a few short years ago in 2011, it was reported that over 30% of Rwandans were suffering from mental disorders. Clay therapy has long been known to have a positive effect on people suffering from mental health issues. And now, two experts here in Rwanda have big plans to open a support center for mental health patients or anyone simply wanting to express themselves. While they wait for the go-ahead to start the project, Viator and his team offer workshops every Monday morning to patients and staff at the Indera Hospital. But what is clay therapy?
It's not something that you take or you eat or you use anywhere. It's something that helps you to see the shape of whatever you have in you that creates you a problem that can bring you here. So those so-called problems, you see it, and there is a part when you have to wish something. What you wish is answers to correct that problem already you know about. So it helps you to find the answer for yourself, for your problem. But you have first to know what is your problem. This can be used for anything, and especially like when you have something and it's a secret for you. It's really hard to give out your secret, because as soon as it's out, you have no control on it.
Of course, this alone can't treat or cure people affected by mental disorders, but it is said to help conventional hospital treatment.
We have psychologists who organize sessions of psychotherapy, and us as psychiatrists, we prescribe some drugs who are very helpful, and times to times you organize also sessions of psychotherapy.
Psychiatry or psychological support, so it's an equipe working together. It's not either one or the other, but they can work as a team to just see the well-being of the patient itself.
One of the main problems faced by the mentally ill here in Rwanda is the unfortunate stigma attached to it. In some cases, people affected by mental health issues are often assumed to be possessed by the devil or even thought to be just acting. This can make suffering with a mental disorder even worse, as many are forced to hide their condition.
The main factor of relapses can be the fact that the person is convinced that the mental disorder is connected to demonic possession. And after the treatment, the first step, the second step will be to go to a place of prayer. Prayer is good, can be helpful even psychologically. But in this case, if the person is not aware, the person can say to the patient, you are released from demons, you can stop your treatment. When you stop the treatment, you will develop again the relapses.
You feel it. You're the one who have to understand it. Me, I was running away this hospital because I was not understanding why I have to be here. First, because of the stigma, and I was not believing that I have a problem. But then when I discovered that I had a problem, I realized that many has it and they don't even know.
Experts say clay therapy is a powerful tool, helping people to work through their emotions without having to talk about them.
You don't need to tell anybody what you're doing on. We just want to see how it looks like, how painful it is, how stressful it is. We don't want to know what it is. So as long as you're the one who knows it and you can free yourself with the clay, it's a good thing.
Clay therapy is defined as the use of clay in the psychotherapeutic process in order to promote the release of emotions.
So we thought that it could be really helpful for the patients themselves to just express themselves in a non-verbal way, which is very useful to release also their energies of fear or anger or loss, depending on the issues they have through modeling and creating and destroying something. That's the power of the clay. You create and you destroy your own fears and angers. So it's a healing process.
This may only be one approach to supporting those with mental health issues here, but for many, it's a significant step in the right direction.
Joining us in studio now is Viator Munderere. So tell us, this is a fairly new project, this clay therapy that you've set up over at Indera.
Yeah.
What are the results so far? How has the progress been going?
The clay therapy is really doing an amazing job because when people take you there, it's like they believe that the answer will come from there. But the clay therapy is helping the patients to find the answer, their own answer in themselves. Mm-hmm. So I think it's something that really complete each other.
Now, one of the most powerful things that I heard in the clip is how basically one of the doctors were saying that they tend to say that people who have mental illnesses are possessed by diabolical forces or devilish powers, whatever they may be. How hard is it to live with that, knowing that people are looking at you that way? And in Rwanda, has it progressed? Is it better now?
In Rwanda, it's really, I would say that it's more complicated than ever because everyone is trying to live the life through everything and leave it behind. Unfortunately, that thing never goes anywhere and still haunt you every time. So if you don't know how to deal with those things and always pretend that you're fine, one day or another it will come out and people will start to put the stigma on you. Yeah.
Right. You mentioned when we were talking before and in the video that you were actually at the hospital and then you ended up going back and starting the clay therapy. So can you tell us a little bit about that story?
Actually, talking about going to Nera, I'll tell you why I did go there. It's all about my history. Meanwhile, I've tried to create a video documentary film on my life, on what happened to me so that I can find myself in Nera. I'm an orphan, and after genocide, I was with my family, and my sister died in 2001. And I was like, I had no reason anymore to leave because I was believing in anything. And the people who are close to me couldn't help me. They couldn't understand what was happening. So they start with this idea that this guy might be really smoking weed too much, abuse alcohol, that's why he's like overreacting, because I have this anger that I couldn't express and I couldn't control. So if anybody could try to approach me nicely, I would say, so he or she is thinking that I'm crazy. Oh yeah, paranoid. As they say, I'm paranoid. So now they think that they know and they have no clue about what is happening in me. Then I had to go to Nera. Actually, I went there like 6 years. But because I've never been discharged, I was always trying to escape. Every time, they've never discharged me. Because I was not thinking of what was happening to me or why people are taking me there. I was in defensive way of I'm normal, I'm good, I have no problem, I can walk, I can think, you see. Then after, when I discovered the clay therapy, I realized that everybody has a problem but how do you deal with your problem? How do you solve it? Where do you get the answer? Some people get their inspiration from God. They believe in, and anytime they're beaten down, they go to church, they cry, they sing, and they give that bad energy out. Some others believe that it's evil, it's whatever, so they go to the witch doctor, and they will try to write them any kind of thing, trying them to bring it out. Because when you know that you have a problem, it's a nice beginning to go for the answer.
Right.
Yeah. Now, for so long in Rwanda, there's been a duality. Basically, it's either you get the traditional medicine, kuvurwa bya Kinyarwanda, as they call it in Kinyarwanda, or you get what everybody else's get, which is what we learn from foreigners. Today, whichever patient has mental health problems, what would you tell them? Is it better to go the traditional way or to go the Occidental medicine route?
I wouldn't tell you that this is the best way or this is the other way, because even at the hospital, what they do, they give you pills and you try to cool down. You know, if you're agitated, if you're fighting, like me, I was beating everyone there because I didn't want anybody to come close to me. So they can help you with the pills and you chill, you cool down. Then after, if you get the therapy, then you can understand what's going on in your life. You know. Yeah.
Right. So just before we wrap up the last question, going back to the clay therapy, you said that is one thing that helped you, and that's why you decided to go back to Ndera and start the project. But is there anything else that you would say that clay therapy can help with? Because you know, people maybe who have problems with stress, or you know, is it that any problem that you have, you can kind of use this and.
Actually, you need to know the technique to use the clay therapy, because there's like 3 steps. You have, first of all, to know what is wrong with you. And so far we work on 4th type of stuff. There is anger, fear, grief and loss, and self-parenting. Basically, it's if you see all those type of therapy we do, it's like anybody, you can find yourself somewhere. Either it's anger or it's fear, or it's somebody you lost that you can't live your life after his or she's not there, or your parents being an orphan and you think like nothing gonna be fine, you know, you will never achieve, or you always think about other people that are living their life nicely,
right.
And maybe you start to fantasize that maybe it's because of this and this and this. So when you really know what is happening to you, then you're in the right position to find the answer. That's what I can say.
Viator Munderere,
Wow.
thank you very much.
That was
That's
very
actually
inspiring.
the deepest subject we've had to touch on
Absolutely.
so far at Rise and Shine Rwanda.